Hey all, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, wherever you are. This is Satyendra Kumar Pasalapudi. Thanks to the IPSAA team, the INFOLOB Professional Skill Acceleration Academy, coming out with the podcast series for the leadership, and hope they just asked me to start it off. So, in the next 7 to 8 minutes, I'm going to talk about 7 key areas, or I call it as 7 C's, which are very important for a success of any individual or in any organization. Especially at INFOLOB, I want these things to be followed by all of you to ensure that we are in a right direction. It's a self development as well as the organization development. So first of the 7 C's is the communication. The communication is very, very vital, important between two individuals, between organizations, between the teams, or at your personal life or your professional life. Communication is the key in most of the aspects when we talk about. And some of you, I've already interacted with you on an example of a Swiggy or Zomato apps. Let us take a small example to give you more importance to the communication. Remaining things, I will cut it off. But again, this importance of the communication is, if on a fine day when you're hungry, and most of us use these apps, the Swiggies and Zomatos of the world, and imagine a situation where you just reached home, no food at home, but you wanted to order via Swiggy or Zomato, you do that particular thing. The first and foremost thing which comes as part of these apps is, once you identify your food and you do a payment, the acknowledgement is very important. If your payment is being deducted and you are not being acknowledged, you are all worried about what happened to my money. So acknowledgement is first thing which comes as a part of the communication. And when you order something, it gives you a lot of channels. For example, it tells you that your order is accepted. There is a assigned individual is going to the restaurant is preparing the food. There are various modes of communication what the app does, and then it tells you that the assigned individual has picked up the order, it is on the way and all, and it gives you a time which is your 30 minutes, then 29 minutes, 28 minutes, all those things which apps provides. In spite of that, if there is a delay of receiving that particular food, the amount of pressure or attention you had, and then immediately what you do, you just go and say, I want to chat, or I want support. Where is my food? It is an AI-based chat which comes. Then it gives you information saying that this is a status and all, and then still it is getting delayed. You are more tensed, and then you call up the individuals. Imagine all these modes of communication what these apps provides. They are nothing available as such. For example, what is your state of mind? When you think about the state of mind, you're just annoyed, there is a pressure, and if you're blind, everything is happening at behind, but you are not being communicated. The food is being prepared and all those things, but you are not being communicated. So the state of mind, what you're going through, the same thing happens in a real-time scenario when our customers or internally your managers, and whenever you talk, those people, if you're not communicating properly, they're also in the state of mind. So communication is very important. First in the things, the acknowledgement important, and then if a task is given, acknowledge the task and give the timeline saying that it takes 60 minutes and every 5 minutes get an update, or it takes 8 hours and every 5 minutes you give an update, or every half an hour you give an update. So this is where the communication is very important. Other important aspect in the industry or in any software industry is the collaboration. Now when you talk about the collaboration, it is between the teams. It's no individual can be a winner. It's a team effort, and especially in the corporate a team or the collaboration makes a lot of sense. So it is we, not I. So you have to collaborate with your teams, and that's where we as an organization can be successful. The other important aspect is the other C. I can say one, communication we said, then we are talking about collaboration. The third one is the curiosity. One should be always curious to know why, what, how, and all when you are working any tasks. That creates the interest, saying that, okay, I need to know more about it. I need to know what is happening. You have to grab the opportunities. You have to understand more about. So when you have the clarity of that, so it is where your curiosity brings in more clarity to your thought. And fourth C, which I'm going to talk about, is the customer centricity. You put customer at the heart of it, at the center of anything, then you as an individual or we as a team are successful. End of the day, for the customer, what we are working here, or anybody in the market, is where we have to be always customer centricity we have to follow. And the other important thing is, whatever you do in your life, consistency. The fifth, I can say, C is the consistency. Always you have to be consistent, whatever you're doing it. If you're performing a task, do it consistently day by day, then the success will be yours. Another C is a checklist. So checklist is something, there are a lot many problems happens if you don't follow a manual when you're doing a manual activities. So checklists are very important. Identifying what needs to be done, it gives a clarity, how it needs to be done, and then step by step, so that the errors are less and we do whatever the task. Irrespective of wherever you go, checklist, whatever the job you do, checklist is an important aspect. And the final C, which is the continuous learning. We are in an IT industry, and IT industry needs the continuous learning, and that is important because the areas, for example, we are not into a job which is a permanent job or a government job. We call it as there's not much learning. There also learning is required, but especially in the IT sector, continuous learning. So you need to have your know-it-all versus learn-it-all mindset. So when you say, you should always think that I don't know much, I need to learn. Either whatever, wherever you are, the learning is important, and that sets an individual apart from others as an organization. And you have heard about Satya Nadella being a very successful at Microsoft. He is the guy who insisted that across the organization, the know-it-all versus learn-it-all, the mindset change of continuous learning to be there, and that's where we're going to be successful. So 7 C's, I just want to repeat what I just spoke about. One is the communication, collaboration, curiosity, customer centricity, consistency, checklist, and continuous learning. These are very important for any individual, for any organization. And thank you very much for the IPSAA team and others to giving an opportunity. Have a nice day.